difficulties. Essentially, the overall essence of what Rich Gannon said is, first and foremost, what he's going to do is going to be great for Will Levis, because he's going to bring an offensive line that's going to protect Will Levis at least better than they have in the past. The other thing that really stood out to me about what Rich Gannon said about Bill Callahan was in his history with Bill Callahan, Rich Gannon noticed how he was able, to use his words, to make something out of nothing. That they might bring in guys that were maybe no names, free agents that weren't really pursued very hard, maybe some guys in the later rounds in the draft that he was able to make something of. That he said, okay, I can work with that. I see the physical tools that you have, and I can work with that, and I can bring the most out of you. I had a couple thoughts on that, and if we're able to get that clip, and it is not Nick Frazier's fault, we're just having some technical difficulties here. I want to play that so you can get kind of the full vibe of what he's saying. Two thoughts there. First and foremost, then something out of nothing, he's probably going to have to do that here, because the Titans simply do not have the capital, either the cash or the draft picks, to sufficiently address all of the needs that they have on the offensive line. Like, you might have to replace 4 pieces on the offensive line. You're not going to be able to find 4 Pro Bowlers at those positions. That they're probably going to have to go out either in free agency and spend on a left tackle, or spend a significant amount of draft capital. And that draft capital might have to come in the 6th or 7th round. So Bill Callahan is going to have to work a little bit of magic. But the second part there too is, maybe some Titans fans hear that and say, well, great, Andre Dillard now can be a Pro Bowler. Bill Callahan's not a miracle worker. Bill Callahan can't take me and turn me into an NFL right tackle. The Titans are still going to have to address those positions. The Titans just can't go out and pick up UDFAs at 4 positions of need in the offensive line and expect Bill Callahan to turn them into NFL starters. You still have to go out and find the talent. You have to give him players to work with. But if there's anyone that can get a lot out of those players, it is Bill Callahan.
Yeah, I listened to the interview. I thought it was good. You're always trying to look for, that next level of beyond just a former player who had a great experience with a coach that is going to say nice things about the coach, right? Because his experience was really good. They got to the Super Bowl, right? As we talked about, unfortunately, with D-Mase, they beat the Titans in the AFC title game. That was a strong team, and that was Bill Callahan taking over for John Gruden when John Gruden was traded to the Bucs. Of course, we beat them in the Super Bowl. It's an unbelievable story from that era. But I did pay attention to what you brought up, that he seems to have a track record of getting more out of fairly ordinary linemen. And that's definitely going to be the challenge here for sure. Now, I envision a likely scenario. I don't know. But Jared did ask him, if there's one of those premier wide receivers and one of the premier tackles right there, what would you rather see them take? And he said, without batting an eye, the tackle.
Yeah.
So if
that's coming from a quarterback.
That's coming from a quarterback. And that was where the question was directed, which was a good question. Like, you're the quarterback. You need to succeed. And so he said the tackle. So you could have a very young left side of the line